Hey y'all, how is everybody? How are y'all doing? Can you hear me okay? I think you can. I'm not muted or anything. You should be able to hear me. Hi, Angie's Live. Good to see you, Miss Eve. Thank you, sweet lady, for being here. Thank you, thank you. Cher's supposed to join us if she gets back in time. And Mandy may join us if she can get her granddaughter to bed. Her is wanting to stay up tonight. So, um, oh, good. Thank you, Angie's Life. So she may not make it. She may wear out with her granddaughter, and that's okay. I totally get it. Listening from the bushes, I appreciate you. I'm too honest for this. I do. I do. Hi, Vicky Windsor. Welcome. Welcome. I'm so glad y'all could be here tonight. Did you hear my cat? He is complaining because I don't know why. He's a male cat. It could be any reason. Oh, there's Cher. Hold on, let me let her up here. There's Cher.
Hey, sis.
Hello, how are you?
Good. How was vacation?
It was pretty good. I'm glad to be home. I'm glad. The mountains are a lot for somebody from flatland. So yeah. But it was beautiful, very pretty, up in Arkansas, but it was a lot. I got car sick a lot because we were almost in Missouri, but we were in the rocky part of Arkansas, and it was like curvy, windy. It, we had a cabin that was like in the middle of nowhere.
Mm,
the the signal was not good, so yeah. But we got away. It was fun, and so. But I'm glad to be home.
mm-hmm.
I'm just tired from vacation.
You got some sun? Hi, Andy. Hi, Eve.
A little bit. It was kind of cloudy while we were there a couple of days, but and cold. We actually, well, cold for me. It was probably shorts weather for you, but it was like 55 degrees, so we couldn't get in the water because it's
Oh, yeah. No, that's cold for me.
and that's cold for the mountain water too, because
Mm-hmm.
it's probably 40, And so what we did at night was we just raised the windows and let that night air in. It was nice, but yeah,
Mm.
I couldn't be a mountain person. So for those that live in the mountain, bless you. It's beautiful up there, but I cannot do it. I cannot do it. So, but yeah, it was all right. We were in Eureka Springs. It's a different kind of place.
Mm.
It is. So, I wanted to talk tonight about Josie um, and his adoption. Um, I seen the video. Evil Exists put it out, so I have it down here in my to present to put up here. So I want to give them credit for it. They did a very. It's not a long video. They just did. They talked a little bit, but they did. They played the video of Josie. Um, I guess because I'm not familiar with how adoptions work. It's kind of like he's telling how what he likes and what he wants to do with his life, and so he's talking on there. And I didn't realize that's how they done adoptions. I didn't realize that they.
Kind of shocked me. I mean,
Okay.
I that. I mean, my stuff started in the 80s. I was born in 83, so things were very, very different. I sure as shit wasn't cataloged on some website that I know of and
Yeah.
leaving voice memos of it's like a animal shelter kind of.
Well, I was going to ask you because I was going to ask Chat. I'm not familiar with the process of that. So I felt weird about it. I was like, is this how all children are done as their, I'm thinking, well, what would you do? What else could you do for them to be, shown that they need a home and stuff? But it's just weird. I just thought it was weird. So I was going to ask, is that just a normal for adoption? Is that how it goes?
I mean, maybe if they're trying for him, I would think they'd want to be a little more careful with him. So I don't know, but he
Yeah.
is. Well, I guess he's not as close as I thought. I, for some reason, thought Josie was like 13 when he was taken. So I thought he was damn near like 18 by now.
Yeah, but
That's saying he's 15 right now.
yeah, they're
It's
saying
been 4 years.
I
So
was adding
I'm
that up too. Yeah.
super confused on the aging. Was everyone way off on Josie's age at the time? Because I thought it was Summer was 5. Then I thought there was like a 7-year-old. The youngest boy was like 7 or 8 or something. And then wasn't there like I thought like a 10-ish-year-old, and then I thought Josie was like 12 or 13 at the time.
Well, see, I was thinking that too. Mandy and I had talked about it on one of the lives because she has their birthdays on her leg, but
It's
they're not finished. So we could,
allegedly it's
yeah,
September 2009 for Josie, but that
yes,
is news to me.
yeah. So we couldn't decide if he was a year younger or older than
Yeah,
what.
but he's literally 4 years younger, they're saying, than what we have him as. That's a lot.
Yeah.
I'm all kinds of messed up with this because I don't know.
So
And
that's
shit,
saying that he was like 11 when they were taken.
12, 13. Well, no, not even, he wouldn't even be 11 if he's just putting that voice memo up more recently and he's only 15.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Because we're June
Yeah.
right now. This month is 4 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe you're right. Yeah, 11 would be right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, maybe. But that's not what I remember at all. I mean, I thought one of the kids was like 10 or 11, but not Josie. I thought
Right.
so. I don't know.
Yeah. I was shocked about the birthday thing too because I was like, well, I was thinking he was older. And have you seen the video?
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, I did.
He
Mm.
looks really good and he looks healthy and he looks happy. I was just surprised that they would put that out.
Me too.
One being with his sister being missing.
Still missing.
Two, like that now that's
Kind
Candace's
of tells a lot
story.
because we know now he's not with two brothers, right? So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of putting a lot of information out. Now I'm kind of concerned because we know how bad that cult slash church, okay, cult allegedly, in my opinion, it's a cult. How
Hmm.
they've been wanting to get their hooks in the boys. So now can like someone from the SDA go adopt them and somehow down the SDA trenches and right back with Dawn and Candace.
That's what I'm saying. That
Or Tim or Robin.
they're taking the chance of Don and Candace finding out where he's at. I would
Yeah.
think. I just thought that was way too risky unless he's in another state. But why
I
would
sent
it?
that shit to Benny right away. His
Yeah,
first text was, "Whoa, like
yeah.
what?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude, this is crazy."
And
I
I
should
just
talk to him about the age, though. I don't think we talked about that. I'm curious what he remembers for the age,
yeah.
because
And I think that was my other question. Is this a normal adoption procedure? Because I would think for somebody in his circumstance, this would not be a good thing
that's
for
what
them.
I'm saying. In his circumstance, it doesn't make sense. You think he'd be a little more protected than that.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, I think it's terrible news because it shows me a lot of what I know of the system, what I already knew was going to happen. Those three boys weren't going to be together. The people saying that they were happy and whatever together in the same house, that might have been for a minute, but
Yeah, I was gonna
I
say.
knew that wasn't going to happen. And Tammy, we spoke about this for literally years. And I said this was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to they're going to put him up for adoption. He'll go to foster homes that are just going to use him for probably, well, looking at him, labor or something. Like,
Yeah.
he's not going to have a good life. He's going to age out of the system, end up back in the system like his daddy and his mama.
Mm-hmm.
It's just statistically what happens 9 times out of 10. So I've always said I don't love that for the boys. I've never been happy about them being in the system. But Josie also has probably the most like built up. You know, he was the oldest. He took a lot on himself. So he's going to be, I think, I don't want to say more damaged,
Mm-hmm.
but he's got a lot of damage and a lot of the memory. So we know how that works in the system, even for females. You age out around 5 or 6, and if you have a memory, nobody wants you. And then it's even worse on the males because everyone wants a baby girl in the
Yeah.
system. We know that that's just how it works. Some
And
want the boys, but again, over 5, which they all were, it's a
yeah.
problem.
And when he goes to his new family, um, as an adoptive family, they have a right to know why he was taken from his parents.
Oh, yeah, the families all get, of course, there's all kinds of paperwork and they get the rundown and files on the kids and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But now we got even more, in my opinion, if they were together and now they're separated or they're trying to separate them, like clearly.
Mm-hmm.
So now the 2 younger boys are going to go through more
Yeah.
trauma and loss.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they probably depended on him for a lot.
Yeah.
He's older brother, so they looked up to him, depended on him, and I get it. Families can't adopt 3 children. Some people can.
That's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, and at those ages that they are, that's well, when at first they were first taken, they were even younger, so that's kind of tough at those ages
Mhm.
that they are. I know because I have my grandkids are boys, the 3 that I keep, and they're 13, 8, and 6. So
Mhm.
those are those, and they're, I mean, busy. That's busy ages. So I get it that somebody probably couldn't take that on.
Hi,
Plus
Diane. Hi, Witchy.
the other things that come along with it. But it's really sad.
Mhm.
I mean, it made me really sad that they weren't together because this whole time I was hoping that when people said, "Oh, I know they're together," I was hoping that was true. I really doubted it because my feelings just wasn't telling me they were together, but I was hoping I was wrong. I really was hoping I was wrong, but uh, apparently not. You haven't seen it. We're going to watch it. It's not very long, Angie, but we're going to watch. We're going to watch him. He actually talks in this video a little bit. Hi, Diane.
Makes my hurt. But do you remember this one? Was that
Mama.
maybe like a year ago, maybe a little more, where it was maybe more because I think I had Benny on. But do you remember when we did find the Tennessee and we called it out like, what is this? A catalog of children poor. This is weird, right?
Mm-hmm.
The wells weren't on it then.
Right.
So it's normal for that area, which is so bizarre to me. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it does make sense to a point, but at the same time, I feel like some kids need a little extra protection than others.
Yeah, I agree. And the other thing is, if just say, for instance, they do, Candace and Don do find out where he's at and who he's with, or get somehow have contact with him, they're going to ask where the brothers are.
Right.
Now that puts them maybe in possible danger because,
Well, that's another thing that exactly for that reason, I bet they have visitation times where he can visit with his siblings. Because remember, my sister and I were separated for a little while,
Mhm.
and I would on purpose throw tantrums at the foster homes until I got to see my sister again. So then they were like, okay, we can't separate them. Like, I knew exactly what I was doing and I was hella young, but every time I threw a fit, they put me back with my sister. So I kept that up till they were finally like, okay, like they have to stay together or this
Right.
chick's gonna lose her shit. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, they probably have to go visit at a center just to keep the other two safe, probably, so
Yeah.
that he doesn't know.
Mm-hmm. Because
Um,
that's better for him not to know.
better for him, but when you go to these centers, because that's what I had to do. My mom at near the end wasn't even allowed to see us at McDonald's anymore. We had to go to it looks like a prison. Like, I didn't like to go there. I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, fuck you. Why do I have to? And it always like gut wrenching feeling knowing I had to see her. And then you walk into the yards all fenced in because it's to keep you safe, but it's literally like a little kid prison. It's all fucking just white with
Mm.
tables in there. Like, it's a prison. It's very scary.
Yeah.
I just feel bad now because I guarantee that's probably what the type of shit they have to do, or maybe they go meet at the McDonald's once or twice a month so that he can see his brothers. Like, it's just all sad.
And we also, I don't know if you probably do remember, we were told their names were changed.
Yeah, which isn't true.
It can't be, not if he's coming, not if they're saying, you know, Josie's up for adoption. They didn't put his last name on this video.
So unless Josie says he wants nothing to do, and that's the story, is Josie was the one who's saying, like, I don't want nothing to do with Dawn and Candace.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they gave me back to my mom 3 times before it was finally like, they were like, we better not do this or she might die.
Mm-hmm.
So I do get nervous that if families are scared because of the background, well, the easiest thing will be putting them back with mom and dad, right?
Mm. Easy for everybody but the kids.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Especially if they don't got much room or whatever. You know how all that works, and
Mm-hmm.
overworked. You got people around that area where the kids are sleeping in offices and motels and shit.
Yep.
So yeah, it'd be easier for all of them if they put that, let's say he's 13, between 13 and 17, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Still an older male that's probably going to age out of the system and end up in the other system. So yeah, I think they might. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's not very. It's not good news. I'm scared for him, actually, since
I
that's
am
come up.
too. Yeah, I thought that they kind of. Hi, Ava. I thought that maybe they kind of had placed them already because, I mean, it's been almost 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
I thought because of the situation, they had placed them already where they needed to be. I was at least hoping that.
What are we? 11 days? Is this the 14th?
Yes. Today is the 4th, so today is 1,450.
So 11 days before it's 4 years.
11 days, yeah. And I was hoping, that they were, and I get it. You can't put some kids above the others in as far as placing them. I get that, but there's got to be a level of security and urgency depending on why they were taken.
Mm-hmm.
But it really did make me sad. It really, I mean, it was good to see him, you know, but it was sad because if I can see him
Mm-hmm.
on YouTube, somebody else had saw him.
Exactly.
They've saw him. So I was waiting for.
I kind of hope they did see, to be
Yeah.
honest. And this is very high hopes because they don't have empathy, in my opinion. We've witnessed that, I feel. But I do hope if Candace is any kind of a mother, that would break me, right? That would stab
Yeah.
anyone.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So to be on fly on the wall and watching them, I feel like Dawn wouldn't really give a shit, but I feel like maybe Candace would. That would probably hurt Candace more than Dawn, I feel like.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. But the news station, I didn't see it on the original news station. Was it a station out of Tennessee? The original news report? Because I got this
I
from
don't know.
Evil Exists. This is their video. And I wasn't sure if it was a, did this come straight out of somewhere in Tennessee? I wasn't sure.
Well, I know Tim Mullen had it posted. It was posted like on Facebook and stuff, but then uh the post disappeared.
Mm. You saw it on YouTube. That's how I saw it, Eve. That's how I saw it. This is actually how I saw it through Evil Exists. That's how I got. So if you want to drop their link, you're welcome to drop that, Eve. Because I definitely want to give them credit for this video because it is theirs. It's
YouTube
not.
Eve? Yeah, I saw it on. I mean, I was sent it. Wandering Hearts is awesome. I saw it within an hour or two of it being posted on Facebook.
Yeah, yeah. It's like 2 minutes long. It's not
High
very long.
seclusion. No, it's not.
High
At first,
seclusion.
I thought people were effing with me, and I'm like, "Is this AI? Like, what's going on?"
Yeah.
Because I just couldn't figure out. I'm like, "This has to be AI because the age isn't right." Or when did he actually record this? Did he record this 4 years ago? Like, I was confused.
Yeah. And when we can't see the birth certificate
Right.
because I mean that's protects the child. So
That's top secret. That's a HIPAA violation.
yeah, so you don't know really unless it's somebody close to Candace and Don. Really, when he was born, you really don't know.
Right.
Um, you're assuming what the people that have put him up for adoption. I don't know what to call them. Organization, or I don't want to call them a company, but what they are. Uh,
Idiot, all of them? Are we talking?
yeah, yeah. You're assuming they have the real one, you know. You're assuming they have the real birth date, and they've got his age correct because they're not.
I'm not confident in that because we already know how much trouble that they had just telling us Summer's birthday and remembering
Oh, I
the
know.
right birthday.
Yep.
And she's got them tattooed on her, just like my dumbass mom. I will never forget when she asked me when my sister's birthday was, but I know the bitch has it tattooed on her arms too.
But some of Candace's wasn't even finished.
My mom's was finished, but yeah, that's so fucked up. I'm sorry, but who goes to get a tattoo of your kids' birthdays, but then you don't even finish it?
I know.
That's just like Candace. Well, she knew she probably knew she wasn't going to keep the kids because they didn't want kids.
That's right.
Maybe halfway through, she was like, ah,
Yeah.
psych.
You know what causes that?
I'm
So
laughing, but I'm not. It's not funny.
right.
It's just pathetic.
It is. It
It
is.
makes me laugh because I don't understand it,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know. It makes me feel weird.
Yeah. And
I kind of feel bad for them.
yeah. But you do, but you don't because they put themselves here. You know what I mean?
Witchy Mama, that crazy tattoo that had weird dates. I'm telling you, something is up. There's something so weird.
Mm-hmm.
But what's going on with this? I certainly don't remember Josie being 11.
Hi, Mimi Jean.
Wyatt, Waylon, and Josie. Wyatt, Waylon, and Josie.
Mm-hmm. And now we know that if Josie kept his name, they probably kept theirs also.
Yeah.
Is
I don't
what.
know how it works there in the States, but like here in Canada, I was able to change my name, but
Mm-hmm.
I had to want it.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the time, it's when if you want to get adopted into like one of the group homes or whatever, you can change your name then because you're adopted, they lose their say so.
Right.
But
Yeah.
mine changed even before because basically we had to change our names to help keep us safe.
Well, see, that's why I thought they would change theirs.
I kind of thought they would too, but I mean, yeah, that just proved me wrong because I remember saying that they would probably have their names changed. I mean, given the seriousness of the
Yeah,
case.
yeah. Which aggravates me another way because we're going on 4 years that Summer's been missing with nothing.
How
Not.
many people do you think are going to jump to try and adopt Josie now and come up with some YouTube channel? Watch. Like,
Mhm.
I hope people are being vetted hard.
That was my thing. Are they going to? What are they going to do to check on them? Like, what are they going to do to make sure they're not from the church coming in to say we're adopting them, but we're handing them back over? Or
Well, they wouldn't be able to say that. And here's the thing, if someone from the SDA did, they probably can't be turned down because technically that's religious things, right? There'd be prejudice on the application.
yeah,
I don't know. I really don't know how it would work because I thought that Josie would be more protected than what they've just done in the last week.
yeah.
So I don't. I'm probably. I mean, I'm probably way off. Fuck, Tennessee's a scary place. If you have children, stay the hell out of Tennessee. Sorry, that's how I feel.
What I remember is that Josie was 12 at the time Summer disappeared, and was turning 13 in October, as per Dawn. Well, see, in this video, he's 15. So if he was 13, then he should be 17, not 15. That's why.
That's what I'm saying. He would be
Yeah.
turning like 18 in February. So I'm like, that's kind of like weird timing for them trying to be adopting, but it still makes sense because he's of the age and maybe they want to rush it now.
Mhm.
Are they lying about his age to keep him in the system longer? Like, I don't know.
I was going to ask that.
I
Would they?
watched too much Natalia Grace
Yeah.
stuff. No, but I don't know how we could be. I know I wasn't the only one that thought he was 13 when he got put in the
Well,
system.
what was the date? Well, one of the dates Mimi wasn't finished.
Whose wasn't finished? Summers? Because that, oh, could,
But I can't remember whose it was. I'll have to see if I have that um, picture. I know Mandy has it.
I might have. Okay, if I get booted, I'll come right back up. I'm gonna peek for it though. I think I might have it.
Let's see. Are they referring him to Josie in the news, but hiding his new name as a safety precaution? Those boys are connected to Summer, so maybe using his old name as new stuff brings awareness for some. They could be with you, Mama. I didn't think about that. Because when I seen it, I thought, well, I heard they had changed their names. All of them had their names changed. So I thought, but he's going by Josie. And then, but they didn't say his last name. And then I thought, how safe is this to put out there his name, considering everything that he's been through? His sister's missing. So I was like, I just don't understand.
I sent you some of the pictures.
Okay, let's see.
I'm not seeing Josie's name on there, but I didn't click on it because I didn't want to get booted. But
Let's see. Waylon Summer. I don't see.
see, have you seen Josie?
Josie is at the top. Okay. 9/24/09.
The fuck?
9/24/09.
Huh.
Let me see if I can.
Hold up. Wait a minute. No, that would be right.
Oh, crap. Okay. Yep. 9/24/09.
So that would make him 15.
16 this fall. Yep.
what is going on?
I wonder in heart. Let's see. Maybe they are using hospital records for dates of birth. They could be because hopefully they don't use her leg. You know for sure. I mean, he would know his birth date, but he may not know his year. Most kids that they know their birth date, but not a lot of them know the exact year unless they're taught. Because a medium said dates 2013, 2015, and 2016, and a number 833. 833.
So was out there? Oh, I bet it might be pigs and
That's a black and white one.
green white cubs.
Maybe green.
So we are going to go over here and listen to this. Like I said, it's not very long. I'll have to stop it because it's not my video, and it's not Mandy's, and it's not Cher's. So I'll have to stop it.
Seclusion eats cottage cheese and peaches. Yes. Shredded lettuce on the bottom. Really cold shredded lettuce. Then your cottage cheese. Then your peach slices. And then you pour a little bit of peach juice on top.
Yep, I've had it like that before too.
Oh, so delicious.
I love cottage cheese.
Making me hungry.
I know. Me too. And I'm not near food. I'm in my shed and I don't have anything out here. Okay. So this is Evil Exists, and this is he's gonna talk, or I'm assuming Evil Exists is a man because the video is his voice, but I don't know. So
No, they use like a voice robotic thing.
Yeah. So I'm gonna start it out, and I'll stop it. But I want chats and yours, of course, shares opinion on this video, and what y'all think. Tell me your feelings on it.
I started my YouTube journey covering a case that remains extremely close to my heart, the Summer Wells case. When little Summer went missing, and I started digging into the case, I realized things are worse than they seem on the surface. Summer essentially went missing from a house of horrors. Her room was in the dark basement, and it's clear that
Was this video right here of her in the lake? Was that is that the last time they went swimming? Or is that from a time before?
I mean, allegedly, that's what we're told, but there's so much. I got so much wrong with that video. Yeah. I don't I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
That video has been tampered with, I believe.
Yeah. That's why I was asking, because I see it, but then I'm like, okay, well, when was it?
Right.
When was that actual video?
Well, we're supposed to believe it was from June 15th, 2021, but I don't believe that's when that was from.
Yeah.
a lot was lacking in her life, as well as in the lives of her three brothers. Soon after Summer went missing, her three brothers were removed from the home and placed in the custody of CPS. It's been said that the two younger brothers have been adopted and stayed together. The older one, Josie, has been placed up for adoption now, and a sweet video and pictures of him have been posted on the Tennessee Kid.
Okay. Who do you think he looks like, Cher?
I mean, I see a good mix of Donna and Candace, honestly.
I was
50-50.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully he gets more Dawn's looks.
Yeah. The smile kind of reminds me of Candace.
Yeah, I can see Candace and Dawn in him.
Yeah. Hey, Aussie. Good to see you. Good to see you.
All
right.
And everything brought bagel. Ooh, this sounds bomb.
An everything bagel.
Mm-hmm.
Those are good. My husband likes those.
It's Belong website. I thought long and hard about making this video, and then I thought, as disheartening as Summer's disappearance is, will I continue to pray and seek answers? Her brothers now have a shot of a bright future. The goals and dreams that Josie has for himself warmed my heart so much. He seems to be a lovely young man that will grow and thrive in a loving home with supportive parents. Josie likes playing video games and gaming on his phone. He loves basketball and frappuccinos at McDonald's. Josie also enjoys being in the woods and
The video game thing is still there, it seems. He still likes to do that. But the frappuccinos at McDonald's, that's kind of funny. I mean, for his age, that's kind of funny that he would like those.
out in nature and loves animals. Take a look at this heartwarming video and keep Josie in your prayers to find his forever family that will love, care, and support him for the rest of his life.
Hi, I'm Josie and I'm 15 years old. I like to play basketball, I like to play video games. I like the outside. I like biology. I used to play basketball a couple of times. Was that his brothers when they blurred him out? I like drag racing.
Huh?
Was that his brothers he was just with?
I don't know. I was going to ask that too because they are
blurred out.
Yeah, they're younger than him, but they all kind of have the same shirt on, I believe. So I don't, and they blur out their face. So,
blurred them out. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if they did that because they're minors and they don't want other people to see their face because they're,
yeah, that's
part of the system too, or they're actually his brothers. Because one of them's got dark hair, so I was kind of wondering the same thing, and I thought, well,
oh, maybe not then.
Yeah.
Racing. I play Fortnite. I used to play a little bit of Apex, but I stopped. But I'm gonna play Fortnite and computer science.
You had your own TikTok or YouTube channel. What would it be about?
Gaming.
You could have all the animals you wanted. What would you have?
Dog or some type of fish.
What makes you feel happy?
Just having fun.
How do you show people that you love them?
I show them respect.
How do you stay hopeful during hard times?
Just I don't try to think about it. I try to walk away.
What are you most proud of yourself for?
Not easily getting mad.
What's the best advice anybody's given you?
Just walk away. Just walk away like when someone's like trying to get to you, stuff like that.
What is something that most people don't know about you that you want to make sure the world does know?
I don't talk much.
Is it hard for you to open up to people?
At first, yeah, but after I started getting to know, it's not hard.
You see how the other two have dark hair?
I feel that.
One has
wow.
Yeah. Yeah. He sounds like he has a speech problem. I don't know. Maybe
no,
just
to me it sounded like he was trying to be careful with his wording. Like when he was listing the video games, you can tell that part was clipped.
Yeah.
And he was like, I used to play blah, blah, blah. I'm still going to play Fortnite though. And that part, if you could tell, was like edited and it was clipped right there. So I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was just talking like that because he had to choose his words wisely. I don't know.
And he's probably a little nervous too.
It's like they didn't want him to say, I don't know. And bringing up, would you have a YouTube channel? Well, that just has my fears. Like, is he watching this shit that everyone's putting out on YouTube, which we already assumed would happen eventually? But I mean, clearly he's about YouTube, right? And social media.
Don't you think that's an odd question to ask a child?
Yes, I did. For a minute, I was like, Robin, is that you?
Yeah, I mean, why would you ask a child if they could have YouTube? Could there not have been another question?
Any other question? Like, that's not... we didn't need to know that. That was weird. And it was cool. They let him name some names, so now people will know he's online playing these games, right? And then clipped the other stuff he said. It kind of was sad too because he was like, I used to, and then he was like, when I remember stuff, I just got to walk away. And
yeah, I mean that would be hard to live and watch everything you say because you can't. You got to watch what you say because of your life that you had before and who may hear you and you may say the wrong. That's got to be tough.
What does that make you feel like he might be watching people now on YouTube? Because I've never heard him. Like, why did we have to ask him about YouTube of all things, right?
Yeah, I mean, maybe they're trying to find out if he's watching YouTube.
So he's been talking about wanting a YouTube channel, maybe. So he brought it up. But like, are you also? Again, I said this before you even played the video, and I didn't see that part of the video. I heard some of the clip, but I didn't watch. I was waiting till you got back. And then, and anyway, okay, so I'm thinking like someone's gonna get him because they know who he is and that a YouTube channel would flourish. You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Take this
Because,
kid because he can make you YouTube money? Like, what exactly? Like, what's happening?
yeah, the worst thing
That's
ever
weird.
would be for him to have a YouTube channel.
Yeah, right. I don't get it.
I don't either, because I wouldn't think they would promote that for any child, even not even in Josie's situation that he is in, but any child that is in the system like that and is going to be adopted. I wouldn't think they would want them on YouTube at all. Because you know how they can come on there and they can make it seem like life is so much better with somebody else, and they could very influential to the kids. You know what I mean? Lure them away or anything. Oh, just tell me where you're at. You don't have to deal with the system anymore. They could just. I just wouldn't think that would be something they would even
No.
with them. But he does seem sad. I mean, I do see sadness in his eyes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah.
What do you want to do when you grow up?
I'd become a biologist
What do they work on?
on animals and like how we live together, stuff like that.
What are some things that you picture doing with the family?
Hang out, watch TV, talk.
Gonna play the entire video.
Now, what do y'all think? That's Miss Mandy's video. We're going to remove that for now. We're going to talk about it though. What did y'all thoughts? What were your thoughts on that? Anybody?
Sad.
It is sad, isn't it? That's true. And I don't know how, and I know, Witchy Mama, I learned kind of the hard way. Like my grandson was playing, at the Oculus is. And he was up playing, I think as a monkey tag or gorilla tag or something. And I heard him talking and I'm like, are you talking to me, bud? No, I'm talking to this person on here. And I'm like, you can talk to people? Oh yeah, I talk to people all the time. And I'm like, nope. So we had to fix it where he couldn't talk to people, because we didn't know who he was talking to. So if they know the game he plays and knows his handles or something that would be a handle of his, they probably could. Because I know, I think you have handles, right, for those games? Like,
Yeah.
So there's probably some that would try to pretend. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they will. They will. They're just, you just can't trust those people. Especially,
No, I feel like this was a bad move.
yeah.
I get wanting to find him a home and that, but
Yeah. I think it's too dangerous the way they did it, but saying that, I mean, they have done nothing. Okay. In my opinion, they haven't done anything in Summer's case. They haven't done anything in her case. It hasn't moved in, I would say, 3 years out of the 4?
they said they're following up on leads from the last couple of months that they have been getting that's new leads and that the case is not cold yet, but I don't buy that.
Yeah. I mean, they could be saying that. Show us how can you prove that to us?
That's all they've been saying. Yeah, exactly. Prove something.
Yeah. I mean, you keep saying that. That's easy to just say, oh, well, we're following up on leads. That's an easy thing to say. That's what we hear all the time. Oh, we're following up on leads. Okay, go to the old default instead of just saying we have no clue.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe they have put so much information out there. I can't either, Aussie. I was shocked to see it. I was really sad now because the boys aren't together. Now we know that. And we know they supposedly by this, I would say they still have their same name. But we were also, we had heard through several different avenues, several different channels had said that they were all together and their names have been changed. But by this, I don't think that's true.
Right.
Sadly.
It's possible the other two's had a name change if they have been adopted, but I don't know.
Well, they said that those two have, according to this, if I can go back and play it again, but I'm pretty sure they said the other two had already been placed. I think that's what Evil Exists said. I don't know for sure, though. Like, are they just in temporary, like Josie is? Or have they actually been adopted and placed in a home? Their forever home, I don't know. I'm overprotected too. I'm probably a helicopter grandma if you want to be.
I don't know, honestly. It's sad. Obviously, the three aren't together, but I think the other two might be. But I guess people will be watching like a hawk to see if the other two end up on there.
And I don't know how long they've been apart. You know what I mean? How he's been separated from the other two. I don't know. But I just thought, man, this is so sad because I wasn't expecting that. But my next question is, since they put the video out saying Josie's up for adoption, what do they do? Where do they send these videos? Where do they play them? Like, do they send them where are they played at? Is what I'm trying to say. Like, do they send them to news outlets to play? Do they send them to an adoption agency and that adoption agency shows them to people? Is that how that works? Like, where does the video go? Who makes it and where does it go from there? How do they present it? I guess is what I'm trying to say. I don't know.
I don't know. It kind of feels like maybe to the highest bidder at this point.
When they make the video, do they? I've never, I don't sit and watch the local news all the time, but I don't think I've ever went on there and they say, oh, we got this child up for adoption, and they show it. So is there, if you are a family or a couple that wants to adopt a child, you give your name to a lawyer or to an adoption agency, and do they just show you videos when they have them made? Is that how that works? It just seems so, I don't know. Yeah, they already lost so much now. They're like, yeah, I agree. It's not like when I was a kid. If we could ride bikes and go, no internet, or social media. Kids now have their whole lives documented before they're even born. They should be able to be kids. You're right. And me and my husband was looking up the different, how we all have, I'm a Gen X and my daughters are millennials. And then you have Gen Z. And it's if you look them up and the description of them, the kids, even Gen Z, some of Gen Z, but all of the next generation, I think after that is Alpha. I think they call them Alpha. It says they are totally in an electronic internet world. They will never not know what it's like not to have that stuff. That's all they know. And it will control everything. That is one generation that is totally dependent on technology. It's really weird if you go and read how they describe each generation. It's weird. And it's true, though. It's true. They are totally led by that. Blue Eyes Dumplings. Alabama does show kids now up for. They do? Okay. So Blue Eyes, how do they show it? Like, where do they present it at? Is it through the news, or is it through like an adoption agency? And you go there and you look at it. How is it presented? I don't know. That's why I was asking, because I'd rather kind of be educated on a little bit. I know we regained custody of the children, one to back his birth last name, while the other completely changed their name. Oh, okay. He took his birth name back, and the other one. So it was by choice seclusion that they could do that. It was by choice that they could change their name, or seclusion. It was by choice. Yes. Okay. Yeah. They showed them the news and where they live. Okay. I've never seen it on maybe where I'm at, sorry, maybe there just isn't any immediate in my town for adoption, but I've never seen it on there. Okay. And where they live. Yeah. I was quite shocked to see it. I'm really sad to know that they're not together. But if he's 15, I'm pretty sure they said he was 15. If he's 15, then he will only be in the system, till they're 18. Is that correct? Or till he graduates high school, whichever comes first, I guess. I'm guessing. Oh, I got you. Changed her. Yeah. I don't blame her. I don't blame her. And they let her do that seclusion like before she was 18, or did they let her do it after she came back to y'all? Is that how, or came to y'all? Is that how they just let her do it? That's good that they let you do it, because I didn't think you could change your name until you were 18, but it may be according to the circumstance that you get to change your name like that. Let's see. After she came home. Yeah. I don't blame her. You got to start somewhere healing. And if that's the place to start, then that's the place to start. But I was sure shocked to see Josie up there. I'm assuming that since we just seen Josie, that the other two are where they're going to be. But my question to that was, why didn't we see them like we see Josie up for adoption? Why was there never not one done of the brothers? Were they like, did the family that they were with in the beginning just say, we'll adopt them, and they didn't have to put them two up for adoption? It's kind of what I'm wondering. Why haven't we seen a video of them? Yeah, that's what I was thinking, a private adoption. Yeah. I just couldn't get my word out. I couldn't think a private was not coming, but yeah, it could have been a private adoption. Yeah. Yep. Hi, Miss Smith. No worries at all. No worries at all. We were just talking about Josie. He has been, for a lack of a better way to put it, he has been put up for adoption. He is now up for adoption, I believe is how they put it. He's the oldest of the Wales boys, and he has been put up for adoption. They made a little short video of him. So we were discussing what we thought about that. So now that makes, you know, that makes, let me see if I can look over here. That makes them separated. Him's now separated from his two siblings. And we do not know if they have found their home or it was a private adoption or what. But we would have thought if we would have seen him, then we should have seen the other two, and we have not. Or I haven't seen a video on them. I know it was just, that's how, because when I wanted to talk about it, I was like, I don't even know how to say it, because it's like, now he's up for adoption, and then they make this video of him, and it's like, where do you go from here? Where does the video go? I mean, is it like it's just put out there, and then, if I see it, the other people are going to see it. Donnie Candace is probably going to see it, and other people are going to see it. So now, is he in danger, or is he? I was just quite shocked that there was a video of him that come out for adoption. I was quite shocked. The Canadian court sealed her records, gave her a new birth certificate, and struck the adoption. Okay. Yeah. It is for the best for him. I didn't know how, adoptions worked, and I didn't know what process it took. And I just thought, man, it just seems so, it just seems wrong to do it this way, but I don't know what other way you would do it. So I guess, yeah, it was really sad. It's not a very long video. If you want to go back at the beginning of this, well, not too far at the beginning of it, and see it. It's not just like 2 minutes, just of him talking and saying what he likes to do, and but it was just weird. I hope he does go on to be a biologist if that's what he wants to do. I hope he goes on and goes to college and continues in that direction. I hope he does. Yeah, I don't know. You think about that seclusion. How would you feel if it was you that was up for adoption and you're having to give all these answers? I mean, I don't, it's just, I don't know. It's just a lot of weirdness to it, and sadness, and I feel like he's in danger, and with the situation he was in, I was quite surprised that they would just kind of put him out there like that. Because, you know, when they took them, Don and Candace couldn't have contact. First they could have contact, then they couldn't have any contact with them. So it's, you know, it's kind of like they put them out there, but I mean, I'm sure people would say, well, there's no way they can find him, but man, I wouldn't trust that. Forever home, yeah. Yep. They might there too. I don't know. They really didn't say. They really didn't say when the video was played, you know, during the video. Yeah, years to adjust. Yeah. And I would think it would be hard for him too, because he still don't know, well, he still don't know where his sister's at. In no way, in any way, am I saying he had anything to do with it, because I do not believe that at all. I just feel like those kids saw more than they needed to at their age. Right. You're gonna tell, yep. You're gonna tell, yep, that's true. Yep. And I want to, this video here is, this is Mandy's. And this is talking a little bit about when they were removed, when the boys were removed. Well, that didn't stay. So we may watch a little bit of this. Yeah, maybe, you know, maybe he won't be lingering long, you know, they're waiting. I'm assuming they, you know, the boys he was with, I'm guessing, are in the home too, you know, in the system too. I don't think they could be his brothers, but I don't, you know, their faces were blurred out, so I don't know. And they may be up for adoption too, and they might have been making their video. So they might have been making a video on all three of them. So, because they all three could have been up for adoption. Yeah. Yeah, it's just, I know kids are resilient. And we all, you know, we all want to think that they're resilient and they can bounce back and stuff, but it's, man, that's got to be tough. You know, your whole life just changed, you know, but one of them didn't want to go back, and I believe it was Josie. I believe Josie had made that comment. The two was in a foster home, but they kept. See, that's what I was thinking, because I didn't see a video go up for them. So I was thinking maybe the people who had them decided they wanted to adopt them. That's what I'm hoping. Maybe that's why they didn't have a video, you know, an adoption video of them. You rebuild, and your old life is a dream from personal experience. Yeah, yeah. Because you got to give it all up. You know, you got to let it go because it didn't serve you. Yeah. Right, right. I can see that. Yeah. You don't want to take that chance, and you don't want to put yourself back into that position again. for sure. Yeah. So this is Mandy's video. Miss Mandy, she didn't make it tonight. Her granddaughter is probably still up running around. It was Josie. He was playing football and didn't want to go back. Okay. Yeah. I thought it was him, but I didn't want to, say that for sure. Kids don't truly get past it and fellas at band and continue on. I pray none of this happens. Me too. I mean, he looks like he's, healthy and he looks happy. That doesn't mean that he is, but I mean, for the most part, he looks healthy and happy. And he looks better than he did. So, Okay, let's see. So this is Miss Mandy's, and we're going to watch a little bit of this. I'm not sure how long I'll be on tonight, but at least another 30 minutes probably, since I got to get up early in the morning since I have the grandkids. So let's see. Let's listen a little bit. This is talking about the brothers when they were getting removed or when they were removed. This is like some rumors that have been going on. And this is also about them getting removed, I believe. So let's listen. Hold on, let me get it up here.
Of factual information, and we've heard a lot of rumored information about Dawn and Candace both. We've heard rumored information and factual information about things that were going on in front of the children, around the children, and to the children.
Mandy will start it in just a minute.
Now, yesterday's video was about CPS removing the 3 boys from Dawn and Candace. And Trish, which is Dawn's biological sister's daughter, had said a few words and they were shared. And we went over those yesterday. I said that I took Trish to be very credible and that I was leaning towards what she was saying as factual information. Now, I asked you guys to give me your opinions, what you thought about it in the comment section. And I think every single one of you that left me a comment, there were some amazing comments on there. So thank you for that. But now we have validation. Now, before I get too deep into this and before I forget, I want to say, if this is your first time here to my channel, please make sure that you subscribe, ring-a-ding my bell, choose the all option so that you'll be notified every time I...
Absolutely, Eve. Yes, we can definitely send prayers for Josie, that someone adopts him and gives him a great home, and that he can move past what has happened and just, he's never going to forget it, but maybe he can move past it, and just learn from it and grow from it and never forget his sister, but not let it just eat him up, because he's so young and he's got so much ahead of him. Just pray that he can stay on the right track and be that biologist he wants to be.
Upload a video or I go live. And if you've already been to my channel and you're already subscribed and you're already a part of the amazing Spirit Seeker Squad, welcome back. Thank you so much. And I love your bunches. Okay, so now let's dig into this. Okay, so it was just a rumor as of yesterday. The only evidence or proof that we had was Trisha's word. Well, that has changed. Thanks to the channel J is for Justice, which I will leave her link in the description box below, and I'll pin it in the comment also. Jay called Dawn Wells, and she spoke to Donnie, and she recorded it, and she shared it on her channel. Now, that's the video that I have pulled up on my screen right now. Update from Donald Wells, 7/24/2021, which is today. Summer Wells, and we can't see the rest. Now, this whole video is 56 minutes and 2 seconds long. We are not going to play the entire video. I will leave the link to the video. I would love for you to go over there, check Jay out, listen to the video, subscribe, thumbs up, whatever you feel like you want to do. Okay, I am going to just play the phone call that Jay had with Dawn so that we can get validation of if the boys have been removed or if they haven't. Okay? So let's go ahead and let's get listening.
Hello?
Don.
Hey.
Hey, it's Jay.
Hey.
Hey, I haven't talked to you in a little bit. I wanted to call and check in on you.
Yeah, everything's pretty crazy.
Yeah, you don't sound good.
No, me and my wife's just been going through a lot.
Are the kids okay?
They're fine. They're fine.
The rumor is that they were taken out of the home. Were they taken from you guys? Were they? Oh no.
Yeah.
Yesterday?
A couple days ago.
I'm
Okay. So there it is. We have validation from Donald Wells himself that the boys were removed from their care a couple days ago. Now, he explains why. He believes that they were removed. So let's keep listening. And I do have this, I have the playback speed a little bit faster. I don't want to take a chance on getting struck. I don't want to take anybody's full video away from them. I would never do that. But I alter the video just a little bit and do a little bit of commentary on it. I don't want to take somebody's, it's copyright infringement stuff going on here. Okay, so this way it's fair use. I have it sped up to 1.25. So if it sounds like they're talking a little bit faster than normal, that's why. Okay. I usually listen to videos on the playback speed of 2 times the normal speed, but I have it on 1.25 right now. So if it sounds a little bit fast, that's why. Okay, let's keep going.
so sorry.
Right now, with everybody attacking us and all this stuff going on, right now, it's probably better for them.
Was it for their safety? Like from that?
No, there's more to it than that. But,
Is it more in the case with what's
these cops and everything.
Are you there?
Things, and everywhere we go, they take pictures of us, and it's on and on and on. It's just never ending.
We asked Bud.
Okay, sorry, there was a commercial there. I had to stop it real quick. But I believe that I've taken the commercials out now. There's a little trick to where you can get rid of the commercials, but on YouTube. So I think that they're gone. So I think I'm back in about the same spot where we cut off. Now, during this phone call, there were a few spots where Don cut out and you couldn't hear everything that he was saying. So it's not like Jay pausing the phone call. It's not anything that I'm doing on my end. There are just some gaps where he must have had really bad signal and it cut out. Okay, so that's what we...
Night Seclusion, thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. You can be on the replay crew and finish watching it later. Thank you.
just heard. So we're going to listen to why he thinks that the boys were removed.
Yeah, were people still coming to the house? You cut out for a second there.
Well, yeah, we had the cops come up there the other day. They wanted Candace to do another, whatever, lie test, but I told her unless it's TBI, don't do it because they're just trying to hem you in on something.
Is this the sheriff that wants her to do it?
I don't know for sure, but
Wow.
I mean, I'll cooperate fully with TBI.
Okay, so right there we just heard law enforcement wants Candace to do yet another polygraph test. Now, why would that be? Why do you think that they want Candace to come back in for at least a third? At least. Dawn has validated that Candace has taken 2. But I've heard rumor that there were more than 2. But what we've heard from Dawn, if we believe him, there has only been 2. The one that she went in and took the day of, and she was so upset. And even Candace said she was thrown in the back of that police car like she was a criminal. And she was just so upset. She couldn't take the test the first day. So they had her come back 5 days later, according to Dawn, on Monday and take it then. And she passed.
And I think that's the day, that's the time, not the day, that she, they gave, supposedly she was given alcohol or liquor or something. I believe that's that time. She was given liquor by law enforcement, apparently, allegedly. I believe that's that time. If somebody else knows better than me, that you can put it in chat, but I think that was that time.
Passed it with flying colors, according to them.
Mm-hmm.
So why would they have her come back in and take another one? And why would Dawn say, unless it's the TBI? No. If the TBI says come back in, then yeah, we'll do it. But no, we're not doing it for some Joe Schmo sheriff. What's your opinion on that? Leave me a comment. Let me know. Okay, we're going to keep on going.
Have you guys thought about getting an attorney?
Yeah, we have an attorney.
Oh, okay.
They have an attorney. They have an attorney. What are your thoughts on that? Why do they have an attorney? Are they just covering their asses just to be safe? Have they had reason that they need to have an attorney from law enforcement? Or what? What is your opinion? Why do you think that they would have an attorney? And I know it can be a smart move, for sure. I'm just curious what you guys think. Why they have an attorney right now? Okay, let's keep going.
What does he think she should do?
What's that?
Does he think she should do it or no? Like he should be giving you guys advice, you know?
I haven't talked to him about that. I wouldn't do it unless it's, like I told her, unless it's TBI. I'm willing to work with them. They're more of a professional. I'm not going to go with some county trying to nail this for something we ain't done.
Right.
I ain't even going to talk to them.
Okay, so some county that's trying to nail them for something that they ain't even done. Is that what Hawkins County law enforcement is doing to Dawn and Candace Wells right now? Is that what do you guys think? Do you think that Hawkins County is just shooting at whatever's closest to them? Or do you think that they're really investigating, working with the TBI? I'm curious. My next thought is, will we hear that TBI will contact Candace and ask her to take a polygraph? Another polygraph. If TBI asks her to take a polygraph, will Dawn admit to that? Will Candace admit to that? That TBI is now wanting them to do it? Because right now he's making Hawkins County out to be like these bullshit law enforcement officers that don't know what the hell they're doing, and they're just trying to pin something on Dawn and Candace. But it's my understanding that Hawkins County works with the TBI, right? They all work together. They're all separate agencies, but they all work together on the case, right? Is that right? Or am I misunderstanding? Let me know. Okay, we're going to keep going.
Right. Did she tell them that?
No, I don't tell them that at all. I mean, I'll let them know. Or whatever, but it's just
They don't want you
ridiculous.
to do one, though, just her.
No, yeah, just her.
Yeah, everybody's really pointing fingers at her. They really are.
Yeah, and they're all dead wrong.
And, you know,
Well, she was the one with Summer that day. So they would want her to do a lie detector. They're going to want whoever was with Summer that day to do one. Just like who was with Sebastian that day. They're going to want one done with him too. That just makes sense. Even though they're admissible in court, they still want the one that the child was seen with last. That, I mean, he's trying to make it like they're picking on her, but they're not. I mean, she was the last one with her. So,
know that Hunter's mother, Allie, and her son,
Yeah,
these interviews, they came out there.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy came and saw you guys, didn't he? Chris or whatever? Did he come to your house? Chris McDonough?
Not that I know of. I don't know.
Dude, there's so.
Now, I do want to add, I still have not watched the interview done with H. Okay, I'm going to keep him at H, even though she already said his name. I have not seen that interview. I heard that there was like a premiere and then a live stream and something. I don't know. I haven't seen that yet. And that's on the Interview Room channel. And then I also heard that yesterday, Dawn's biological sister might have gone on a live stream with Unmasked. I have not seen that yet either. So I do plan on checking that out. I do want to go hear what his sister had to say. But something's telling me not to watch the interview with H yet, and I don't know why. I don't know what it is, but something is telling me do not watch it. Now, it's hard because I know a lot of channels are talking about it, so I'm not watching any of those videos because something's telling me to stay clear of it. So I'm staying clear of it until I feel like I'm told, okay, now you can go listen. I'm going to stay clear. Okay. So, yeah, but there has been a lot of talk. Now, one thing I do want to say, I love Jay for sharing this interview with Dawn, but Dawn is a talker, and it seems like Jay is too. I don't know a lot about Jay. I've been a subscriber and watched her here and there, but I haven't like been a true dedicated follower, you know, or a subscriber or whatever. So I don't know how she is when she does interviews with people, but he likes to talk, and she keeps moving on to like the next part or taking the subject to another level or asking another question, and he's still talking. And I really wish that she would just.
and I agree with Mandy here because with Dawn, and you can ask Cher also. You can't throw too much at Dawn at one time because he's either not going to answer it or he's going to ask you again the question. So I agree with Mandy. I wish she had a quit cutting him off and let him just talk and then move on to the next question. But it seems like she was, like Mandy said, she was trying to hurry him along, and Dawn doesn't even talk fast. So hurrying him along was probably not one of the better things to do if you want to get information, you know.
Stop for just a second and let him talk, because every time he talks, he tells us more and more and more. And I noticed when she did the last phone call interview with him, she kind of did the same thing. And I think that it's probably just because her anxiety is probably messing with her, because I would be anxious too, talking to him and making sure that I asked the right questions and making sure that I got the full everything out that I wanted to get out, all the questions that I wanted to ask. So I'm not saying it at fault, like I'm not blaming or shaming or anything like that. I think that Jay did an amazing job. He loves to talk. And I wish that she would just let him talk just a little bit more in between questions. So that's my only constructive criticism, and I hope that nobody takes it as me being mean or vicious or, nothing like that, because it's totally opposite of that. I know how much he likes to talk, and we need to let him talk, because every time he speaks, we need to listen between the words. Read between the lines. Same idea. Listen between the words. And I have been saying this from forever, and I will continue to say it. I think he's telling us pieces of the truth, and we need to hear those. So the more he talks, the better, in my opinion. Okay, we're going to keep going. And I do want to say thank you, Jay, for justice. Thank you so very much for your dedication, your hard work, sharing this with us. She didn't even have to share this. She could have kept this, but she shared it. So I am truly grateful that she did this. Okay. Again, I'm not shaming her in any way. Okay, let's keep going.
So much going on. I had to check in with you because there's so much swirling around, and I just want to get it from you.
It's just crazy. I mean, she's at the end of her ropes. She ain't got a friend, one, hardly, except for in church. We have a few friends, and even they question stuff. That's just ridiculous.
So you feel like everybody's turning on her.
Okay, I guess I was wrong. I guess I didn't get rid of all the ads. Sorry. I'm going to try to be a little bit more careful about them popping up. Okay, here we go.
Feel like everybody's turning on her.
Everybody's turning on both of us.
On you too? Because I've heard the one lady that sat down with Allie, what was her name, Missy or Misty?
Yeah,
she didn't say anything bad about you. She was going for Candace.
Yeah, I don't see why. They don't have, the thing of it is, they're just grasping for straws, man. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what the TBI knows. They don't know anything, nothing.
Right.
The TBI don't believe she had anything to do with it.
Well, apparently, TBI don't have a whole lot, because if they did, I feel like we would be a lot further than we are now. I just don't, sadly, I just feel like we've been, I'm trying to think of a way to put it where it's not really rude. But I think they just been BSing us the last couple of years. I do, at one point, and this was like 2.5 years probably into Summer being gone, I kind of felt like there was some new eyes that had looked at it. And they were kind of looking at it from a different perspective than they had been going down before. And they were looking at some different avenues, maybe some different areas, but then it just dropped off again. Then it just become quiet again. And I feel like there was like some kind of interference in there that made that happen. And then it's just been to total quiet. I mean, you don't even get update. There is no even if you don't have nothing to update, at least come out and say that you haven't given up. So for me, I don't think TBI has any more now than they did 2 years ago. Maybe, the first 1.5 years, 2 years, they had some stuff. But in the last 2 years, I don't think they've gotten any more information to help in Summer's case. That's just my opinion, though.
Why would this? I mean, a lot of parents do this crazy stuff to their kids, but Candace is not one. She loves Summer with all her heart, and it's ripping her apart.
So, yeah, with that, I want to ask, people are saying that she was jealous of Summer because of your relationship with Summer.
Oh, that's all BS.
You never felt like she was jealous of her and the attention you gave her? Well, I don't think she should be. I mean, that's a totally different kind of relationship.
Be jealous of her daughter's love with her dad. That's ridiculous.
Right. You would be grateful that your husband loves you.
Yeah, she was grateful.
Yeah.
She wasn't. Yeah. It was the case. Yeah, I love her. But she was never jealous of that. That's my daughter. What is it to be jealous of? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I think it's bizarre.
Okay, so I want to pause it here for just a second because I want to give you my opinion. After hearing everything that Dawn just said about Candace and saying, you know, there all these stories about parents hurting their children, Candace isn't that type. All these people are making all this stuff up, these people that we thought were our friends, and you know, that's basically what he's saying. Okay, my opinion is Dawn works all day, every day. Who knows what Candace has done when Dawn is at work? Okay, I used to have a friend a while back. She was married. She was a stay-at-home mom. Her husband worked every day, and he was in school. So when he wasn't at work, he was at school. By the time he got home, he ate dinner, showered, and went to bed. He had no idea
What?
all the bullshit that she was causing on a daily basis while he was at work. Now, I'm not going to go into their personal information because that's nobody's business and it's not my place to share.
Right.
But she was running amok while he was at work, and he had no idea. Absolutely zero idea. It was almost like she was two different people. When he was at home, she was happy housewife. She was everything that he thought she was. But as soon as he walked out that door, she turned into a totally different person.
Mm-hmm.
She started doing things that she shouldn't have been doing, that she would have never done in front of him. And that if he would have found out about it, well, let's just say he did find out about it and they're divorced now. Okay. So it is very possible for a spouse to live a separate life that their spouse doesn't know about.
Yeah.
So when he's saying these things about Candace, I'm looking at it from both ways. Yes, you want to be able to trust your spouse. You know, I'm a stay-at-home wife. Do I have two separate lives? No, absolutely not. That's not who I am. That's not me. And I wouldn't be able to live with myself if
And who has the time for that? Mandy's totally right. Candace could have had a totally separate life. When Dawn left, she could have done, he probably wouldn't have known what she did half the time. You know what I mean? I'm not saying she did bad things. I'm just saying Mandy's right, because you don't know what life people are living. They could have a double life. Ew, gosh, that creeps up on me. It's not unheard of, and it's happened. I don't have the energy for that. I don't have the time nor the energy for that. But Mandy's right. It could have very well. He doesn't know. I can guarantee you he probably doesn't know everything she done all day. You know, he would say a lot of times, well, I'm so glad they got to spend so much time together. I'm so glad they got to become close before Summer went missing. Okay. Was that planned? Did you say you need to be spending as much time as you can with Summer before, you know, that happens? I mean, it's almost weird the way he keeps trying to say, well, they just got to spend so much time together, you know. I'm so glad they got all these opportunities. That's just, you know, I get it, but it's still weird at the same time. I mean, I get him saying he's glad they spent a lot of time together, but it, in this instance, it's just weird. That's why Candace didn't have to do. You're right. You're right, Mimi Jean, because she was in the road. She was in the road, and then Marlena would come over and do it for her. So why would she do it, right?
if I did. So it's not every, like, I'm not saying every housewife, but I'm saying that there's that possibility. There's that possibility when Dawn is at work and he's gone and Candace is hanging out with 15-year-old boys. Who knows what's going on? You know, and I'm not making accusations. I'm just giving a different narrative here that we could possibly see. Okay, just trying to look at things from all different perspectives. This is all allegedly, in my opinion, of course, I'm just looking at things from all different ways. Okay. So Don has this trust about him where he seems like he's going to back up his wife no matter what anybody says about her. And he's going to look at it as, well, I don't know why they're coming at her like that. Okay, well, these are friends of theirs. They were friends at one point in time. And I understand friends can come out of the woodwork and not be friends anymore and say bad things about you. So that's possible too. But again, we just have to look at things from all different perspectives. So is it possible that Candace was leading two separate lives? While the husband is away, the wife will play. We've all heard it, right? Is it possible? Is it possible that that's why these people from their town or from their friend circle at one time are coming out of the woodwork now talking bad about Candace because they know what Candace was actually doing when Dawn wasn't around?
And that's the other thing, the short video that I put up, um, and Don said I wouldn't um, support Candace if I thought, thank you, Miss Tinsel. I wouldn't support Candace if I thought she was guilty. And so now he's saying it again, he's just driving that home that she's innocent. And it's almost like he's trying to convince himself of things, in my opinion.
Is that possible? What do you think? Let me know. That's just my perception of it, my opinion of it. I'm wondering, I'm getting a feeling, I'll put it that way. I'm getting a feeling that Candace did a whole lot of shit that Dawn has no idea that she ever did.
They're nuts. I'll tell you that right now. They're all nuts.
Yeah. This is
And
just
it
crazy.
goes on and on and on. And the only relief that we have is when we open our Bible and read a little bit about God's love, because that's...
They're all nuts. Candace and Dawn are the only two that are sane.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now when somebody says something like that throws up red flags all over the place. When everybody else around you is saying the exact same thing, everybody, it's time to look at yourself or your spouse. Because if everybody around you, if people that were in my life that I knew came to me and said, Mandy, you need to check your husband. He's doing such and such. He said such and such. He went to such and such. And there were 5+ people telling me that. You can bet your ass I'm going to ask my husband, did you go to? Did you say? About me, it's time to self-reflect. And I've been in that place before. I've been in a pity me hole, and I had to self-reflect. And I realized what they were saying was true. I had to stop and self-reflect. I had to look at myself and realize I was doing those things. I was starting to become that person that they were telling me I was becoming.
Mm-hmm. I have to run. I have a job interview in 1 hour for a true crime. Oh, I was listening to your live the other day, Aussie, on the young girl, and I wanted to tell you that was a great live and such a sad story. Good luck on your interview. I hope it goes well, because I know you're excited about that. I was hearing you talk about it on your thing, on your live, and I know you're excited. So I hope you get it. And even though it may change your live days up, I hope you get it. So good luck. Don't be nervous. Be yourself, and you'll do fine. You will do fine. Good luck. And thank you for coming in and rewatching. I appreciate you, Aussie. And I was given a membership. I was gifted a membership. I forgot to tell Aussie on her channel. I was gifted a membership the other day. So that was really cool. That was really cool. Yes, that was really cool. So good luck. Good luck. Don't be nervous. You got it. My theory on Summer and how she disappeared. Well, I've always felt that she was not kidnapped and taken off the hill. She was taken off the hill in a car. I do agree with that part of it. But I don't think somebody come up there on top of the hill and took her. I do not believe that. When I first, because I've been following Summer's case since the beginning, at first I was kind of mixed on feeling like it was an accident and then feeling like it was on purpose. So I kind of feel like the reason I was mixed on that was because I feel like there was some kind of substance involved that was given with one intention, but it ended up being another intention. So I feel like she was given it to do something else with, but it was too much. And so she passed away. And I do believe that the people that were with her that day know. I believe both the parents know what happened. I believe Grandma knows what happened. And sadly, I believe the boys suspect what happened. And kind of they just had to do what they were told in the whole scheme of it. But I originally thought she was, and I still believe she was handed off to someone. So I believe she was given something. It was too much. She was handed off and she was placed somewhere. I originally and still believe that it started out as a sale for something, and they were given too much. She was given too much. Do I believe that they know exactly where she's at? Maybe not. But I do believe she was handed off, put in a car, and taken off the hill. I do believe it was by somebody she knows. But I do not think somebody came up that dog trail and kidnapped her. By any means do I believe it was a kidnapping. And I believe there's probably more on the hill that know than are saying. But I feel like she was placed in the ground, and like, you could call it a bunker, you could call it a place where they broke steel mills. That, like, if you know anything about, and you don't have to know a whole lot about it, about moonshine, they make it in the woods and they have to hide it, and they would build these holes in the ground and they would put their equipment in it, and sometimes they would make moonshine down in there, and sometimes they would just use it to hide it. And they could hide it in the winter, and they didn't have to drag it out. And they could cover it with debris, put something over it and cover it with debris. And there's some places out there in those mountains that you may never come across. So, and I was thinking of that when I was out on vacation this past week. I was thinking about, because I was in the mountains, and I was thinking how thick and dense and vast, and they're just mountains and cliffs and valleys and streams. And I mean, it would be such an undertaking to find somebody like that. Right, Witchy Mama, right? I was just overwhelmed at how much, how hard it would be to find something like that. So it's almost to the point to where, and I felt like this pretty much, that somebody's going to have to tell. Somebody's going to have to tell. I don't think she's in the cemetery, Eve. I don't think, I mean, I could be wrong. But I just don't feel like she's there. I feel like that's become a big diversion, and the little stories that's come along with it has helped, has helped it along the way. And I could be totally wrong. I just don't feel like she's in the cemetery, but I do feel like she's in the ground, and I feel like it's near water and rock. I almost kind of feel like she's near like an old dam or an old quarry or some area like that where there's water is a source. And I think she was moved. I don't think this is her original spot. I think she was moved at least twice. I do think she was moved at least twice. And I feel like, from doing my readings and stuff, I feel like she has like a blue blanket with her. And I also feel like, I want to say there's a little dog with her. Like there was a little dog. They like, if when they find her, they may find like the remains of a little dog, which is weird, but you don't either. Yeah, I just don't think that the cemetery thing. I think it's a little diversion. I agree with that, Mimi Jean. I agree with that. And I think she's seen more stuff than probably some adults have seen. And I just feel so sad to know what she went through. You know what I mean? I believe that's why she did like she was in the church. Like she would just go crazy and run everywhere, and she just loved attention, and she loved touching people and talking to people. And I feel like she was kept in that basement all the time, or just let out to play. So I feel like that's why when she went to church, that's why she loved it so much, because she could just run and be around people and get that human touch. And, I don't know. I think it's also possible to go into a stash and was gotten goodbye. Very good possibility. Mm-hmm. Yep. I do feel like it's some type of animal, yeah, that they might find with her. Thank you for asking, Teresa. That's a great question. And you can put what you think in here also too. anybody, I'd love to hear what y'all have to say about Summer. Um, it's just, it's so sad because I feel like somebody's going to have to tell um, before she's going to be found. Because, like I said, when I was in the mountains, it is so overwhelming, um, just the dents, the trees, the rock. And I was by some pretty steep mountainous area. Um, and when we were riding through there, winding through there, I was like, man, can you just imagine walking or being on horseback or four wheeler or something and trying to just look and search, you know, and all of this dense thickness, you know, to try to find something that would give you kind of a clue of where what might have happened to her. I think it will come out. I just think somebody's going to have to say something. I don't think the loyalty will be there forever, um, because I think something's going to happen to change that loyalty. But um, it's either that or somebody is going to want to be a hero. But I really feel like the loyalty and the wanting to help each other and hide it, and I've got something on you and you got something on me. I think that's going to run out. Let's see, where are we at in this fence along by water? Oh, that I was going to sneeze. Yeah, I really think she's near a water source. Oh, keep going to I sneeze. Let's see. Let's listen to a few. Or how long are we into this one? This is hour and 52 minutes. Okay, let's see.
And I had to fix myself. So I was thankful that people said those things to me and let me know. But at first I got mad at them because I was in denial. And that's what I feel like Don is right now. He's in denial. In this situation, I can fully understand. I'm sure that there are people out there that are saying bullshit just to get some clout. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. But when there's this many people from that social circle, even he said that people at church were even questioning them. Okay, so your church family is questioning you also. It's time to look inside your home. It's time to check it out. Your children were removed from your care. CPS could have done that a month ago if they were going to do it just because Summer was missing. They didn't. They did it a month later, over a month later. Why? It's time to look deeper into your home, in my opinion. Okay, let's keep going. I hope what I'm saying is making sense. I'm trying not to be too specific about things and just kind of give a general idea of this and that. So hopefully I'm not like, I told you I'm not editing this. So hopefully I'm not.
See, that's what we were told. The picture up there in the top left hand corner, that's the picture that Don said that was. How did he put it? He knew that was going to be the last picture he would take with Summer. That is such an odd thing to say. Creepy thing to say. I don't know if that's the exact. I've heard both. I've heard that's not it. That's not true. That's not the picture. But I thought it was the picture, Mimi Jean. But I did hear somebody. I don't know where I heard it at. Say that that's not the picture. But it looks like somebody said that it's the picture from Easter. I think that's what they said. It's Easter. It was taken Easter. But if that's the case and he said that, then was this supposed to happen in Easter time? And something didn't happen, so then it didn't happen till June. So that could be a possibility that that is the right picture, but something messed up the time frame and it had to be changed and it was done in June. So it could very well still be the picture, just the time frame is not right because something happened. And I believe, yeah, it was planned. Yeah. 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 Planned Easter. Yeah. And then something happened and it didn't happen. And maybe it's because Marlena's little girl was there. I don't know. And so then it was changed to June. So that very well could have been his last. That's when he made that picture. He thought that's what it was because something was supposed to happen at Easter. And yeah, that's very plausible.
Talking in circles here. Okay, we're almost done.
The only love there is in this world. That's it.
Wanted to call you today. I don't know if that's inappropriate because I know it's your Sabbath. I wasn't calling to bother you, but I was thinking about you, and I knew that.
To do good on the Sabbath.
Yeah, and I just was thinking about you, and I wanted to check in and let you know that somebody was thinking about you, and just to see how you guys are holding up, because these interviews that I've seen.
Satan's trying to tear our world apart, and he's had a high degree of success, but we're trying not to allow him to tear us apart any more than he already has.
That's all you can do.
Yeah, I mean, they come at me and said I had somebody, they deposing, and said they had an inside scoop with TBI, and that they knew that I sold my daughter for drugs. And I flipped out. I believed that stuff. I believed it. And I flipped out. I started drinking and everything else. And that's why I took our kids.
Oh, no.
Okay, so wait a minute. Somebody said that they contacted TBI and told them that they knew for a fact that Don sold his children for drugs, and Don believed it? Don believed what? He believed that person.
I was just fixing to say that. I'm like, why would he believe that? I mean, that was an odd thing to say, that he believed that. He should be saying, I can't believe they believe that, but he says, I believe that. So I don't know if he's saying, I believed what the person said, that I believe that, this person come to me and said they are saying this, and I believe that they are saying it. Or, I mean, that was such an odd thing to say. But he could be mad too, because there may be truth to it. So he's, throwing a little fit. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Person really told TBI that? Is that what he's saying? But he said he freaked out and he started drinking again. And that's why the kids were removed. I want to go back and listen to that part again.
Had an inside scoop with TBI, and
oh wait, I didn't go back far enough. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, I mean, they come at me and said I had somebody, they deposing, and said they had an inside scoop with TBI, and that they knew that I sold my daughter for drugs. And I flipped out. I believed that stuff. I believed it. Then I flipped out. I started drinking and everything else. And that's why I took our kids.
Oh, no.
But I'm not going to let it happen again, though.
Yeah. I mean, I understand you're under a lot of pressure and a lot of stress. Is that why you've stayed off of Facebook? Just staying away from it?
It's just so ridiculous. You can't.
Well, you stopped posting on Facebook, so the rumor swirling around was that you had left town and you were MIA. So everybody was like, is Don around? Is Don around? Yeah.
Well, and let's be fair, that wasn't the only reason why people were thinking that Don skipped out. There was also the rumor that somebody had told, or that Candace had told somebody, and then multiple people, that when she woke up that morning, Don was gone and she didn't know where he was. So that added to his lack of social media interaction I think that's where that rumor came from, that Dawn skipped out. Okay, let's keep going.
Well, I'm glad you stepped away from social media. I think that was the best thing for you.
I'm trying to get Candace to do the same thing because
she's still on there.
Everything they do is just hate.
And you know, be safe. I mean, you don't want to give anybody any ammo to twist anything at this point.
And
you know,
no matter what you say, they're gonna twist it around.
I know. So it's better off staying off that shit.
Yeah.
I've seen other families go through this, and it's not pretty, and it doesn't get better. It gets worse. It gets worse. You know, I just want you to know that, you know, not everybody is against you.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I appreciate it.
Can I ask you though? There was did you watch that interview with Allie?
I watched a little bit of it. It's so ridiculous.
Eve, I agree.
Well, I think that might be the end of the phone call here.
I wanted to ask you about that truck. She made a mention of a truck that you had parked by the house and it was moved. Okay, I just thought that was odd. Yeah.
Yeah, she's real odd. And then they said they was gonna go press charges against Summer or Candace for giving Hunter alcohol and some tobacco. And the facts of it is he stole it out of the truck. He stole something.
Did the police even talk to her about that?
Oh,
I don't blame her. You know, are you able to see or talk to the boys?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I don't think Hunter would have to steal anything. I believe Candace would give it to him if he asked for it. I don't think he had to steal anything. That's just my opinion.
All
right. Well, I wish you the best with that. All right. I'll talk to you soon. All right. God bless. All right. Bye.
Okay. So he is alleging that H stole that twisted tea from Candace, that Candace never gave it to him. And that's what I've been saying. Like, I know I've commented a couple places, and I think I've recorded a couple videos that haven't been uploaded yet, or that I haven't uploaded at all. I've recorded a few videos that I've just scrapped after I got done, and I went back and listened, and I was like, man, I was a rambler. So I stopped rambling and just deleted it. But the reason why everybody keeps saying, why hasn't Candace been arrested yet for giving alcohol to a minor? Okay, well, the issue with that is the facts are there's no way to prove it. It's he said, she said bullshit. He said she gave it to him. They didn't test him when he drank the alcohol supposedly on June 15th to even see if he had any alcohol in his blood. So it's his word against hers.
Mm-hmm.
They may have video of her, like surveillance video in the store where she bought the can of twisted tea, but that doesn't prove that she gave it to this 15-year-old child. And now Dawn is coming out and saying that the 15-year-old child stole the alcohol. Okay, so it's whoever you believe. There's absolutely no possible way to find the factual evidence.
I don't know why he is like, he's up in the loft, he can come down, he's just complaining. He's been doing that since I've been in here. I mean, he could just come down. I don't know. He's a cat, you know, I don't know what his problem is, but I guess he just wants to complain. So now he's got your cat complaining. It's like, where's that cat at? Yeah, looking for is like, where's that cat at? Oh, does it at night? Yeah, and it's my male cat that does it, not my female cat. She doesn't do it. It's the male cat. Yeah, he's getting louder now. Sometimes I think that witchy mama, because sometimes I think he's like, you'll get more excited than other times, and I'm like, you must be feeling something. Something must be around you. And he really does it when he hears Jody Sue Brown, when I play her videos, he like goes nuts. And welcome, Marie. Thank you for coming in.
To pursue an arrest of Candace with charges of, what is it, contributing
To a minor.
I don't know, giving alcohol to a minor, whatever that charge is. I can't think of it right now. I'm having a major brain fart. Anyway, there's no way to prove it. So if they would arrest her for that, go to court, the judge would say, well, what evidence do you have to prove it? Oh, because he said so. Well, that's called hearsay. And that will get kicked out as fast as they walked in. So they have to have some type of factual evidence. And that's what I mean when I say that I share facts on my channel. I try to share things that would be approved as evidence in a court of law. Okay, so if I say something is fact and I say here's the evidence to prove it, or here's the proof to support it, that's how I try to look at things. So there's no facts to back that accusation up. So now it has gone even further. So now H has said, oh yeah, she gave it to me. And now Candace has told Dawn, he stole it. He stole it right out the truck. Okay, so it's he said, she said bullshit. So there's no way to prove it. Okay, then Jay asked if they have been able to see the boys, and he said that they're working on it. Usually when children are removed, it takes a little bit of time to set up visitation with the children.
He said the same thing with Cher. Cher asked him the same question as he got to talk to the boys, and he said, he's like, yeah, it's we're working on it. He said the same thing to Cher, and that was, see, I don't know when this was like July, right? And he told Cher this in June. So he gave Cher the same answer that he gave Jay the same answer that he gave Cher. Almost a month later. Boy.
They have to decide when, where, how, supervised, unsupervised, how much time they're going to be able to spend, all of that. From what I understand, I've never, knock on wood, had any issues like that happen myself, so I don't know for a fact. But from what I understand, it's a process. Let's see, was that everything that they said right there at the end? Okay, so there was one other part at the beginning of that last cluster at the end. Now, I know that Jay clipped out certain parts. I guess certain parts of the conversation that they had, she didn't put on the video, which I forget what she said, to protect their privacy or, whatever. It was personal information that she didn't want to share. But in that first cluster, she said something about a truck that Allie had mentioned during her interview, and Dawn answered, but I couldn't understand what he's saying. So I went back and I'm trying to listen to it again, and I'm still not understanding his words because she's talking at the same time, so it's hard to hear him in the background. Can you tell me what he is saying right here? Let's listen to it again.
I wanted to ask you about that truck. She made a mention of a truck that you had parked by the house and that was moved. Okay, I just thought that was odd. Yeah.
Yeah, she's real odd.
She made a mention of a truck that you had parked by the house and that was moved. Okay, I just thought that was odd. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ask you about that truck.
Okay, I'm going to slow it down because I'm still not understanding what he's saying at all.
She made a mention of a truck that you had parked by the house and that was moved. Okay,
I think he said I have no idea about no truck.
I wanted to ask you about that truck. She made a mention of a truck that you had parked by the house and that was moved.
Yeah,
he said I just thought that was odd.
Yeah.
Okay, I still can't make it out. Does anybody know what he said right there? And I don't know what truck.
I have no idea.
Are they talking about the maroon or burgundy truck that had the ladder rack and the white buckets in the back that the TBI is asking for the witness to come forward? Mm-hmm. Is that the truck that they're talking about? Or I've heard mention of a second vehicle but it's all been rumored. And so I don't follow rumors to a T. And that's one thing that it hasn't stood out to me, saying, Mandy, jump all over this, like a lot of the other things have. So,
Well, the thing with the trucks is there was a couple of them, a couple of red trucks, because there was the one that was spotted with the tote in the back, and then there was the one that was the wreck that supposedly was right down at the bottom of the hill when Dawn was leaving for work. So I don't know what truck they're talking about. And then there was a red car, two red cars. So I don't know at what point in time what red truck they're talking about here. But there was two that I can remember.
I haven't jumped all over this truck rumor, or even the rumor of there was somebody camping on the neighbor's property. We don't know who that person is. Candace made mention of that in her interview that she did with the Rogersville Review interview that she just did, her third interview recently. She made mention about the neighbor's property, that somebody was camping out on that property. Well, here's the thing. We don't know who that guy is. We don't know if he had permission to be there. We don't know if he's a squatter. We don't know. We don't know. I think it's a lot of deflection. I really do. It's a lot of, well, look at this. Don't look at me. Look at this. Don't look at me.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but it's hard for me to follow those things because I'm looking right at you. So that's kind of where my opinion, my theory, my basis, allegedly, that's where I'm headed, is right at you.
Well, now we didn't know then, but we kind of know now that Jody Sue Brown and the property that was between Jody Sue and Dawn went up for sale, and then it was bought, and they weren't happy about that. I don't know. I'm not really sure if Dawn wasn't, but I know Jody Sue wasn't happy about it because she was out there marking off stakes, and there was a abandoned house on it, or a cabin, or whatever, at one time. So I think this right now, that Mandy's talking about, because we didn't know at the time, is that section of land. I think they're talking about with somebody camping on it. I think it was the land that was up for sale that he bought, that they kept trying to keep somebody from buying it, because in my opinion, they were using it illegally to go from Dawn's to Jody Sue's, and probably some other things they were doing illegally on it. And then when somebody come in there to buy it, that messed everything up, and that meant they were going to have to change everything and hide things and rearrange things. And so it would just be better if they could just scare somebody from buying it. You know what I mean? So at this point, though, when Mandy did the video, I don't think we knew about the sale of the land and stuff. But I could be wrong.
So it's hard for me to look elsewhere, because it seems like it's a bunch of wasted time to look elsewhere. And I know that law enforcement is looking at all of that stuff. I know that law enforcement is keeping a close eye on everything that has been rumored, that has been shared, that has been spread, that has been said. So until I hear, I guess, something from them, I'm not going to pay really close attention to an extra vehicle, or even the truck driver. It makes me wonder, who gave TBI that information about that burgundy or maroon colored truck? Where did that come from? It's been over a month, and the people that were in that vehicle still have not come forward. Why? Did that truck even exist? Did TBI see the security footage of that truck? I have a lot of questions about that. So if you have facts about that you'd like to share with me, please feel free to share them in the comment section. Let me know where I can go review the information that you're sharing, that it's been validated by law enforcement, because I haven't seen a lot about it from law enforcement. I've just remembered seeing them ask for the driver or the people that were in the vehicle to come forward, and they still haven't. So, okay, so that's it. That is all I'm going to play. I'm not going to go into her conversation about the phone call. If you want to hear what Jay thought. Now, Jay, I have my perception of what Jay has said about Dawn. She sees Dawn as fully innocent in all of this. That's really as far as I'm going to go with it. So I think that has helped her keep communication with Dawn, and that's her choice. I definitely, like I said, I am not shaming anything at all anywhere. So I just, that's my perception of the things that she has said about Dawn. Now, could Dawn be an innocent bystander in this whole situation? Absolutely. His wife could be living a totally separate life that he knows nothing about except for what she tells him. Because obviously he's not listening to what anybody else is telling him about her. He's saying they're all nuts. So is it possible that he's not involved? Yeah. Is it possible that Candace really is this innocent mother that has been pinned as a suspect in the public eye, and she has nothing to do with her daughter's disappearance? Yeah, anything is possible. I want you to tell me what you think about this situation right now. Like, where we stand today. What do you think after hearing this interview with Dawn, after hearing all the things that we've heard up until this point? I would love for you to share with me what your opinion is, what your theory is, and let me know how you see things. I am still kind of sticking to my guns. I'm still, you can go through and look at my readings and kind of know where my mind is going. I'm listening to what Spirit has told me, and I'm going with my gut, and I'm using my logical thinking, and that's where I'm going to stay. So yeah, that's where I'm going to end it. I'm going to stop it here. I don't want this video to be very long. I just wanted to get it out there. This interview that Jay had with Dawn, what Dawn said, that Dawn did validate that the boys have been removed for a fact from Dawn and Candace. The 3 boys are no longer in that house. So there we have it. I cannot wait to read your comments after. Oh my goodness. Make sure you leave me a comment, please. I want to know what's going through your mind after you've heard all of this information. My mind is going in circles, so I'm going to stop before I ramble too much. Okay. I love you guys bunches so much. Make sure you subscribe. Please hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Share this video out if there's anybody that you know that has.
Let's see. Right. You're right. I agree with you, Mama. I agree. He knows what happened. I agree. And I think it started out that, and I think it went from that to something else. But, he says all kinds of stuff like, he thinks about her in a motel room and what people are doing to her. And he thinks about her being locked in a basement because she loves the outside. He hopes she gets outside from time to time because she loved it outside. So there's some truth in the stuff he says, sadly. And so nobody that has I'm not going to say nobody, but most people that have a missing child, that's not what they want to say. They don't want to verbally say that and think that. That's some of the worst things you'd want to think if your child is missing. It's hard, but that's the stuff he goes straight to is the worst things. And so Yeah, I definitely agree with you, Mama. I definitely agree. Definitely. Yeah. Ooh. Definitely agree. Yes, please smash the thumbs up. It is free. It's a great way to help me, and I do appreciate it very much. I'm glad y'all came tonight. I appreciate that also. I wanted to talk about Josie and his adoption because I was quite shocked that it was put out there like that. Didn't quite know that's how it worked. Um, so please pray for Josie that he is um, protected and getting the best, you know, care and love, and that somebody that will take him and love him and, treat him like their own, even if he's almost grown. I've got girls that had friends that, I still think of them as mine, and they're not mine, and they're grown. So I'm hoping somebody very loving gets him and he gets the opportunity to go to college and be the biologist he wants to be and study animals. And, there's just so much for him, and I hope the opportunities are there for him. And I pray that he can try to, he's never going to probably forget it or get over it, but can live with it and with some kind of peace, and just accept that it has to be that way, and just, do what he can to heal his heart. I pray that for him. Um, so thank you, everyone. Love you too, Miss Eve. Thank you. I'm so grateful for you being here, sweetie. Um, thank you for everybody. I do appreciate y'all. I hope to go live next Wednesday again. Maybe I'm going live on the Looking Glass this weekend. I'm going to try maybe Saturday to go live on the Looking Glass. So that'll be fun. I haven't been live in a while, and I'd like to go live on there. So thank you to all my mods. I do appreciate y'all. Thank you to Miss Mandy for letting me use her video, and Evil Exist for good video, and doing the video of just Josie, just, making it about him. I love that channel. They do great videos. So please subscribe to them if you can. Subscribe to Miss Eve. She's got a channel. Mandy, Mark, share. Anybody in here that has a channel, just let us know. We'll drop your link, because I'm all about sharing links and growing with each other and helping each other out. And let's just pray that Summer will be found. Some answers will come in soon. Sebastian will be found. Monkey Vaughn will be found. And just the little Sullivan children that are missing in Canada. Just so many that are missing. Just prayers that answers are coming, and that we can find the missing, and bring them home. That's what they deserve. So please have a wonderful rest of your week. Be happy. Take care of yourself. And remember to be kind to everyone, everywhere. And please be kind, especially to yourself. I love y'all. Thank you for being here. Have a great morning now. It's the next day. So have a great one. Love everybody.